I will trim this anyway. I'm interested in sort of how long it takes before we actually get in. Probably should start streaming now. So what is up, guys, and welcome to Casual Play Titanfall for the very last day, I believe, of September. Unless it's October and I've completely lost track of time. I know I always do, but that really wouldn't be much of an excuse today. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us for this weekly stream. Don't forget, every Wednesdays from now on, YouTube Gaming, we will be streaming, and we will try and keep it as fresh as possible. Personally, I love streaming Titanfall. I just sort of really enjoy the game. It's a sort of good game to sort of stream because the games are only about 10 minutes each, which basically gives me enough time for about 20 minutes of sort of streaming time. And that's plenty of time to go through the weekly news, as always, as well as any sort of questions or anything that you want answered throughout the show. Things we'll be talking about this week. Well, the main thing really that I'd like to talk about is the new Nexus device. Oh yeah, no, headshot, whatever, rubbish. The things I would really like to talk about are the new Nexus devices, the Nexus 5X and 6P. I'm not really sure what the X and the P stand for, really. Hopefully it's not piss poor, and hopefully the X stands for excellent. Now, I actually had a Nexus 5 for it was about a year, I believe. I bought it sort of outright, and sold it on because I cracked the screen, which was really frustrating. And I'm currently using a Galaxy Note 4. Now, I like the Galaxy Note 4. It's a very, very good bit of hardware. But the main problem is it's just got a bit slow, a bit unresponsive. Whereas the Nexus, that never happened. Bearing in mind it was a significantly less powerful device. That never actually happened. So I'm kind of thinking that just realistically, the Nexus devices are, as long as they're powerful enough, the ones to go for, especially if you are buying it outright, because you're pretty much guaranteed to get a device that is going to sort of run the best version of Android, which is of course stock Android, and any sort of updates are going to, for Android, are going to specifically target the Nexus, just because that's their own device, that's their baby. In terms of review samples, I have sent my request off to Google HQ, the Google press office, and they've basically sent the usual back, whereas we've added you to the list, but we can't guarantee whether you'll actually be able to get one. Now, that means different things for different companies. I've heard that before, and then I've had samples dispatched within a week and a half, whereas some companies, Samsung, have said that they would add me to the list, and I've never heard anything back. The person that is dealing with my request for Samsung at the moment is trying to get me a Galaxy S6 Edge Plus. They also, because the way it works is basically PR companies, unless it's in-house PR, they will look after a load of different companies. So you might have, say, we'll take this particular PR firm for instance. The person that is looking after the Samsung stuff is also looking after stuff for BT and a few other companies. So if you remember, I had the OpenReach, the wireless sort of router extension, Wi-Fi extender, that was with the same PR company. So while I think it's quite interesting to see whether they're worth it, and that video I think has done quite well and I enjoyed doing it and I hope it was useful, part of the reason I did that video is basically to say to this PR firm, look, this is what I can do for you if you send us this Wi-Fi extender, then hopefully that should increase my chances of getting something maybe a little bit more exciting, like a Samsung Galaxy device. So that's the plan, and we'll see whether that actually fruits, if you like, and see whether we can actually get that going, which should be good. But yes, the slightly gone off on a bit of a rant there, really. Well, not really so much a rant, just informing you basically how it works. Long story short, though, hopefully we should be able to get samples of these new Nexus devices in as quick as I can. Whether they'll actually happen, not entirely sure, can't promise, but trust me, I would really try my best to get it done. But let's talk a little bit about them. If you've never really come across the Nexus devices before, they are essentially, well, they started out kind of the Nexus 5X kind of continues with this sort of trend. But it was almost like a more budget phone that, while you don't have to pay for all these really expensive materials, you are basically still getting one of the best smartphone experiences you can without breaking the budget. And it's always been a very sensible phone to buy if you don't want an expensive contract, because you can literally just buy the phone and then keep it for a year, 2 years, however long you want to, and it actually still retain a fair amount of its value, and it's not that expensive to buy in the first place. And the 5X is no different. It's essentially just a better version of the Nexus 5, which is what we want. The main thing that both the new Nexus 5 and the new Nexus 6 have in common is they share the same camera, and they also have a fingerprint sensor on the back of the device. Now, I watched MKBHD's sort of first look, if you like, and they're always pretty good, and he raises a very valid point on how this is going to work with sort of third-party cases. I'm sure they sort it out, you know, not really going to be an issue for people, but I'll be quite interested to see how people deal with this. The way I kind of look at things like this is if my phone is insured, which it currently is, I will just go without the case and just be, in all honesty, be like, if I drop it, well, I've got the insurance. But I have to say that having a case is, while it's a little bit of a annoyance from time to time, depending on the exact case that you... Oh, come on. And I've got Dead Man's Trigger as well, so why did it not blow up? This is stupid. Is the loadout right? Yeah, see, there you go, Dead Man's Trigger. What is this? I don't like cases, really. I've had a skin before, and then I dropped my Nexus and cracked my screen, and it was really sad. So, yeah, cases, they're okay, and they do actually stop the phone sliding out of your pocket as well. That is something that I've almost broken my phone, where it has fallen out of my pocket into the car, like sort of the crack between the car door and the car. Oh, no, he's so unlucky! Which was pretty annoying. Anyway, comments are now rolling in before I start ranting on anymore. But essentially, both the Nexus 6 and the new Nexus 5 look actually pretty good, and I want to get hold of them as soon as possible. And if you're not interested in phones, I've just talked about phones for a good 5 minutes, so I am very sorry. Right, where are we with the comments? Thoughts on Black Ops 3? If you saw the EGX Eurogamer video, then you will have already sort of listened, hopefully, to my thoughts on it. And my thoughts is that Treyarch's Call of Duties are always sort of my... I'm doing terribly here. Oh, well, I thought that was 17 deaths. 14 deaths isn't much better. And my thoughts on Call of Duty are pretty similar in the sense that I do enjoy playing it for maybe a couple of weeks, and then I sort of switch off. But I have to say, I have always bought Treyarch's games since World at War, because to be honest, I really still do enjoy them. And nothing wrong with a bit of Call of Duty Zombies, as long as you take it for what it is. You know, it's never going to be sort of class leading in terms of graphics or performance. But to be honest, Treyarch's PC games have always been pretty good. No problems port-wise, where I've had problems with every other developer's PC port for whatever reason. The last one, what was it? An Advanced Warfare, was capped at something like 90 frames a second. And it doesn't matter what monitor I played it on, I have not had a good experience with it, even with G-Sync, which is very stupid, isn't it? What was before that? Ghosts, I didn't actually play that one. And before that was Black Ops 2, wasn't it? Which ran pretty well. So, yeah, my thoughts on Call of Duty are I like it and I should be playing it. I need to quickly alt-tab to catch up with the comments. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. If I've missed your comments, I will try and address that as soon as I can. What subject at uni? Web technologies. So if you go on to www.filmandphoto.org, so that's filmandphoto.org, then you will see the most recent website which I've done, which is a one-page design for the photography society that I run whilst at university, and that utilises Bootstrap, sort of keep everything nice. But then I've integrated a photo gallery in that, as well as a few other things. If you want to check that out, don't be afraid to do that. Where are we? Well, we sort of hi to everyone that's saying hi in the comments section. If you do have any questions, keep them coming in. I'm afraid I without alt tabbing, I can't actually see your comments, which is pretty silly. Maybe I should have run this in borderless window. We'll do that for next time anyway. If you didn't see, or you want to know more about the EGX coverage that I did at the weekend, and wondering maybe why there wasn't more on particular games, it's kind of because I was only there for one day. This was up in Birmingham, and if you know anything about the UK, you'll know that Birmingham is pretty much bang in the middle of the country, And Portsmouth, which is where I live, is all the way down at the bottom. So it was a very long drive to get there. And I just basically didn't get too much time there. I didn't get too much time to actually play too many games. So if you have been following this channel for years, then you will know that I went to, where was it? Cologne in Germany for Gamescom. And then the coverage I did there was on a game per game basis. And if I go to Gamescom, I'll do it like that again. But unfortunately, I didn't basically have enough time to sort of do it game by game. But if you have any questions about anything that I played there, then obviously, just leave it in the comment section and I should hopefully be able to answer it. That water is about 5 days old, so that must, hopefully it doesn't kill me. Hopefully I'm here next week. The Digital Blue, yes, I will be scheduling these videos. I don't know why I didn't do it this week. Probably because I was maybe thinking that I was going to do it yesterday, but yesterday I was out doing some steel wheel spinning by the beach, and I was leading a team of about 60 photographers, which was pretty fun. But I wasn't here, so sadly I didn't actually get a chance to schedule it. But yeah, that's piss poor. That is piss poor performance. I hold my hand up for that. I'm sorry, I will fix that, and the new videos will be scheduled. But if you want to know the schedule, unless something drastically changes, it will be every Wednesday at 7 PM. That is 7 PM. Mainly because it gives me a chance to watch the Great British Bake Off, which is on at 8. But more sensibly because it's kind of still quite early for me. It gives me time to sort of relax a bit later on, and that's stupid. Whilst actually being good for both the UK and the US. Unfortunately, it's quite difficult to please both of you guys. Maybe if I get a bit more time and I up the amount of streams, which unfortunately probably won't happen, to be perfectly honest, for a while, just because I don't have too much time. Then maybe I will sort of do one that's a bit more friendly for the US. But hopefully, you know, you can either catch it live on your lunch hour, or you can catch up with it a bit later. No, I don't. That's ridiculous. Oh my God, what is this rubbish? Sometimes, so stupid, so stupid. What's my graphics card? GTX 980. Will you play Destiny? Well, I do play Destiny. I kind of, because I tend to do PC specific stuff, and because I've been incredibly busy, I didn't actually ask for a review copy of The Taken King, even though I probably could have got one. But the PlayStation isn't even here at the moment. PlayStation is in Kent, which is the other place I live when I'm not here. So probably should have got a copy of The Taken King, but I wouldn't have had the time, and I wouldn't have had the PlayStation to actually sort of get that reviewed, unfortunately. But I do like Destiny quite a lot. It's quite easy to pick up and play. So maybe one day I will talk about The Taken King, but unfortunately it won't be for a while. Kill him. Thank you. To Howard. Matt can get a lift, but when I'm done. Right? This comes first. That's right, guys. You come first before me giving a lift to someone. Right, you know, whatever. If you want to go out, you can go out, but this comes first. People come first. How about that? You're my real friends. People I've never met, but I would love to meet. I have not met. You're my real friends. What games are you planning on playing? At the moment, I've literally just started trying to play Assassin's Creed Unity again. That's probably not what you wanted to hear or what you thought you would hear. So that's like the sort of thing I'm casually sort of playing, and I would have done a casual play on that, but I've literally just started it, so it'd be pointless, and this is probably more interesting for you. But I should be getting on the Fallout 4, should be getting on Call of Duty, should be getting Battlefront, Warhammer as well, the new Warhammer game, should be getting on that. Basically, hopefully most of the AAA titles should be on the Should You Play list. The first one I did this year was, of course, Mad Max, and go check that out if you haven't checked that out already. But yeah, hopefully should be plenty of Should You Plays. And I'm not sure, it's up to you guys, let me know. Should You Plays will always be pre-recorded. I'm not going to live stream them because I want to focus on the game, and I like the format that it's in now. But would you be happy to have a Should You Play replace casual play on a Wednesday, or would you prefer that there were both? So there'd be 3 videos if there was a Should You Play that week, and then maybe the casual play would follow up the Should You Play. When you can ask any questions that maybe didn't get answered in the casual play, in the Should You Play, I should say. And maybe that's probably quite a good idea. Let me know. Why am I streaming to YouTube and not Twitch? Basically because it's partly because it's easier for me to do, live stream to YouTube, but mostly just because I don't sort of have a following on Twitch, and obviously that's because I don't do it on Twitch. But it kind of makes sense for me to sort of take advantage of the YouTube sort of gaming platform while it's new, while it's going, and then it means I can so easily get the video straight up onto the archive as soon as it's done. So yeah, hopefully that answers that question. Okay, this seems to be... Why is Charlie piping up? Why is Charlie piping up? What is this? That's brilliant. So yeah, if you want to ask me anything and you're not someone I've previously shared a house with, then yeah, hit me up at PC Centric, or you can just leave it in the comments section. Maybe I can actually focus now on actually trying to be alright. I'm second in the table. So yeah, let's try and actually up my game. Is anyone actually still playing Titanfall? Because whenever you look at the amount of players online, there's normally about 1,000 just under in attrition. I don't know if that's a lot or not. I imagine there's probably a lot more on Xbox, but I don't know. This is so well, it's not really underrated. I mean, you know, I think it did pretty well in terms of reviews and things like that. But I don't know how it compares to other things. I'm not really sure why it didn't take off maybe as much as other games. Did you see as well that Tribes Ascend, they actually updated that after something like a year and a half, which I thought was brilliant. And definitely actually should probably give that a go for the next casual play. That's reminded me. I think there's at least one new map. I think it's great. A year and a half later, granted they shouldn't have stopped sort of working on it at the time, because it would have been such a great esport, I think, because it took so much skill to actually be good at it. And it was quite different to what else was on the market, so I don't really know why that stopped. Right, where are we? As for reviews coming up on the channel, I should be sort of almost stockpiling quite a few, because I've been working on quite a few different reviews at the moment, and when I get a chance to sort of spend a weekend actually properly sitting down and getting all these sort of reviews filmed, then I should basically be set for a while, which should be quite nice. But we have the review of the Blue headphones. This is the Blue MoFi headphones. They're quite expensive, they're about £240. But if this interests you, then you should see that very soon. Corsair peripherals, I'm currently using their Sabre mouse, and I'm currently using their K70 keyboard. Both of those are RGB lit, so you can sort of change the lighting to whatever you like, ranging from the absolutely ridiculous to the actually quite sensible and quite nice. Guess what I've gone for? Gone for the quite sensible and quite nice. Blow 'em up, blow 'em up, blow 'em up, blow 'em up, blow 'em up! Didn't even manage to blow him up. How rubbish is that? And what else we got? What else we got? We've got various different PC components. Still waiting on a couple more for the Skylake build. I believe the RAM has turned up today. Got to go and collect that. K should be turning up in the next couple of days, as Corsair PR man told me. I do know his name. Told me at the weekend at EGX. And then still waiting on this stupid processor. Just please, just get me the processor, then I can start doing this. And bearing in mind this was meant to be the sort of Intel Skylake release build, it's getting a bit frustrating, to be honest. And it was meant, you know, it's meant to be, look, this is the build that you want if you want a Skylake processor, if you want a Skylake PC. But yeah. Anyway, that should wrap up these two games. I hope you've enjoyed this week's casual play. Next week will be properly scheduled. Hopefully we can get some more people involved. Obviously, they can check out the archive if they've missed this particular stream. That wasn't actually too bad. What's my skill like? Last game summary. What was it like? Third place, pretty crap, really disappointing. 6 for 6, pretty rubbish. 1-1 KD. But yes, thank you so much for Portsmouth to 1998. Good boy. I live in Portsmouth. Thank you so much for checking out this video. As always, I do appreciate you joining me, and I hope you appreciate these streams. If you have any suggestions or anything, or any questions at all, it's at PC Centric. Hit me up on there. And if you have liked this video, please give it a like. And if you didn't, then likewise give it a dislike. And for anything else, please do subscribe for more videos like this. And I will see you in the next video. If that's how I can't even remember how you end the stream. The hotkeys. The hotkeys aren't working, which is poor. So I just click the button. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.